All right, what's going on is, so this morning to be here and there in these early hours, they usually hit at like 7, 8, 9 o'clock type shit. So a bunch of community heard they like to continually hit and begin to document what they do. So one of the camps that always hit is they're the least, but also the most to lose, because they carry all their belongings with them. So when law enforcement, health department shows up with law enforcement acting as their security and as their arm of enforcement, a lot of times they're not willing to give up their property because it's all they have. So a lot of times that proceeds to move on to interactions with cops that they trump up these charges and start to talk about assault on a police officer. They start to talk about interfering with the police officer. They talk about trespassing. They talk about illegal camping. They start checking people for warrants and shit like that. So that's the type of fear that these communities live under continually. I spent some time with some folks that I know that inhabit these different areas around the city that we're talking about exactly that. I let them know to always be cautious and be careful around law enforcement because they're pretty reckless and have no discretion these days on when and who they decide to use and their firearm on and shoot. We know a 13-year-old child that was that also has autism or Asperger's that they shot in the back as he was fleeing the other night. What some of these unsheltered folks had talked about was how scared they are when cops show up, how running and flight is also their first typical response. So but we all know that's one of the main things that these cops use to cover their ass when they say murdering people is deemed justified and legal. So knowing that the intimidation and fear that these cops put into people, that the typical response is fight or flight, most people know that it's that you can't get away with fighting a cop without risking a lot of time in prison for that sort of stuff. So the next option is running. But that option often ends in murder at the hands of law enforcement. So people are left with no choices but to get arrested, but to be brutalized, but to have their shit stolen and thrown away. So that's the stuff folks out here deal with. That's the stuff that community members are frustrated with, and that's why folks are out here today and will be out here moving forward to make sure these types of activities are documented and presented to these channels that are supposed to hold these cops accountable. They continue to show up out here without identification on their chest, which they're required to by law. They continue to see each other break the law and not do anything about it. Supervisors continue to see their underlings break the law, not do anything about it. Although there is an active executive order that Aaron Mendenhall is saying that cops are required to. Hey y'all, they talking about coming around with health department and police to raid these areas. So just FYI, be prepared, man. Okay, they've hit a couple camps already in the area, so just keep your eyes open and shit. Be careful. All right. So yeah, just a little update. Folks are all over the city downtown, keeping an eye on a lot of these places. What's up, my brother? How you doing, man? Hey, be careful, man. They're talking about health department and cops showing up in these areas and hitting camps. So keep your eyes open, brother. Be prepared. All right, good to see you. But yeah, no, just a quick update. We'll keep y'all posted on what's happening out there, and stay tuned. And we appreciate everybody spreading the awareness and the support for